Mic check 1 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Okay, looks like we're good on the audio. Perfect. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to be talking about life is too short. And we're going to allow people to come in here. Yes, sir. I'm still here. Perfect. Cool. Let's go ahead and start it on Instagram. Go live. Cool. How's that? A little bit of light? Going on Instagram. I'm letting the show populate, letting the notifications reach, but today we're going to talk about life. Life is short. A lot of people being, taken out of here lately, a lot of things have happened. And matter of fact, even today earlier, I had my own experience earlier. I almost didn't make it back here. But let's talk about it. I want to talk about happiness. A lot of people think they know what happiness is. And everybody has the choice to be happy if you know how to find joy in things. And that's what I want to talk about today. Talking about, life is short, but you got to enjoy it while you're here, because you could be here today, gone tomorrow, and you've sacrificed all that, and you get to the finish line, and boom, you could be taken out of here. And so I wanted to reflect on that, but also, explore that concept. Like I said, a lot of people don't know how to be happy, right? They don't know how to find joy in things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Yes, sir. And I see on YouTube, I'm live streaming to multiple platforms right now. I'm live streaming to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and DLive, where they pay you cryptocurrency to live stream. And before we get the live stream started, I want to shout out Hilton Hotels. If you go to compoundfilms.shop, if you book 4 nights in Cancun, they'll give you a 5th night for free. If you go to compoundfilms.shop, if you book 4 nights in Cancun, Mexico, at the Hilton Hotel, they'll give you a 5th night for free. Compoundfilms.shop afterwards. And if you want to be on my show, type in compoundfilms.live to be on the show. So let me go ahead and turn this music off so we can go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. So for everybody with me right now, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you taking time out on this rainy Friday evening. and spend it with compound films. And so let's get to the point. R.I.P. Offset, rest in peace. What happened, happened, and it was very unfortunate. It was a very sad thing for it to happen in Houston. And also at the same time, too, it gives downtown Houston a black eye, because downtown Houston is the safest part of the whole city because it is the most surveillanced part of the whole city. And so, it's unfortunate that it happened and the way that it happened, but it also put things in perspective also, right? Got to always be careful, gotta be aware of where you're at, who you got around. And that's part of the thing, right? When you're successful, you gotta remove yourself from certain things. And I say all that to say that, a lot of people, they're scared to pursue whatever they're going to pursue in this life, or do what they want to, pursue something scary, like become the best videographer, photographer, best businessman, best construction company, whatever it is, barber, whatever. And a lot of people never get off the ground because of who they got around. And so, when you're young, you don't know how to find what makes you happy. You don't know what happiness is. Matter of fact, when you're young, you don't even know what love is, because at the end of the day, everybody has their own definition and version of love. When you talk about love, everybody has their own definition for it, their own version of it. And same thing with happiness, right? Everybody has a different version, and you just don't know what it truly is. And there's a difference between happiness and fulfillment. Fulfillment is what you're pursuing when you're talking about happiness, because happiness is just a temporary thing. It's yes, and then it wears off. Fulfillment is something you feel for a lifetime. And so we get it confused. And so the thing is, like, how do we find fulfillment? How do we even find this happiness and all this? It's like, like Buddha said, expectations expectations is suffering. And so finding joy, like success doesn't always have to be, limousines, jets and money. It doesn't have to be that. Success is also being able to have time to be at the house. You know what I'm saying? Like having a home cooked meal, being around your dogs, your pets, your children, being able to be in there and see what they're doing, seeing what your children are doing for them to pursue their happiness, seeing things that make them happy. And that's success, because, all these millionaires out here, they don't get to be home and see things. But then there are those men out there that have it to where you go handle your business and then you come home and you're able to have these convos with your children, and you get to learn their personalities, and you get to, learn about what makes them excited, because this life is about pursuing your highest excitement. Like my mentor told me, this life is about pursuing your highest excitement while you're here, and that's what unlocks a lot of things. And so there are people out there that are very blessed to be at home and to be able to learn their families, to be able to experience their families, and to be able to watch their families grow, like to watch their children talk about things that, give them life. Maybe they like birds, maybe they like animals, maybe they like, plants, maybe they like science, whatever it is. And to see your children talk about something that makes their eyes light up, sometimes that's rich. Sometimes that's success. To be able to be home out of the way, to not have to ask anybody for nothing, to be in your own space, doing whatever it is that you want, having snacks at 2 a.m., puffing on whatever you want at any time, just being able to go down the street, grab a hamburger, come back and not have any issues. That's success sometimes, being able to be out of the way, And so I think sometimes we forget how blessed we are, because there are things that, there's things that I'm able to experience that a person with $1 million could never, ever experience or go through or have the chance of doing. Never. There is no amount of money that I do. I mean, there's not enough money that allows someone to do the things that I'm able to do, because I'm so blessed There's not enough money like to be able to be in downtown, to be able to get up and bike whenever I want, to go and have some pizza if I want, to go in a tunnel and go get some Whataburger if I want. You know, if I want to have a meeting, I got somewhere to do it. If I want to record a song, I got somewhere to do it. If I want to put myself on camera, I got the cameras to do it. Blessed, blessed, blessed. If I want to go to a nightclub, they're going to shout my name out. Blessed. You can't pay for that. And so at the same time too, there's things that I can't experience that you're experiencing that makes you rich in my eyes. To be able to see these guys with their families, to be able to teach them business, to be able to be there and cheer them on and teach them the ropes, telling them, you know, positive things, saying, son, I'm gonna pass this down to you. Like, that's rich. To be able to see a kid that looks like you and you push them in the same direction as you and you teach them how to build empires, like, that's rich too. You know, and they're not entertainers or football players and none of this. They're just hardworking people, construction, and that's just what they do. That's success sometimes. Let me look at the comments. Sorry to talk my head off. Let me engage. Shout out to Ebony Wallace, Heights John. What's up? Okay, cool. And let me check the comments over here. Yep. Let's see. Was it one of his own shooters? Yep. Appreciate it. Jerona. Rappers, he was the most dangerous job. It's about staying out the way, man. I mean, if we're going to talk about this takeoff thing, let's talk about it. It happened in downtown Houston, so we have to talk about it. And so what do I think about it? This is what I think about it. There's a lot of things that they're saying it is, but at the end of the day, what are the facts? The facts are, hey man, never, ever hang out after a venue after 2 a.m. when everybody's drunk, gone off, whatever they're gone off. You know, a lot of the times that's where the shootouts happen. How do I know? I grew up around this. So, and any time, you know, sometimes when boys go to the club or whatever, they're in there with they're already set on doing something. And what is that called? It's called setting it the F off. And that's the agenda for the evening. They're like, I'm gonna go, I took these Xanax bars, I'm gonna go in there, and whoever tries it, boom, I'm gonna let them have it. And you'll run into characters like that when you're out and about, you know, so their whole intention is to set it off, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And so if you know that, then, you know, like we say down here in Houston, you know, stay out the way. And so that's what I think should have happened. Should have stayed out the way. I mean, you're too big to be around, I mean, you would want to be around people that do what you do, that understand what you do, and people that you know, and, you know, and then you, that I guess you could, that you would trust with your life, right? You would want to be outside of a club at 2 a.m. with someone that you trust with your life. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes can money provide that security? Sometimes things fall through the cracks. And sometimes things don't play out how they're supposed to, and things like that happen. I don't know, I wasn't there, but I do know that, hey, let's bring it back to basics. Let's bring it back to basics, okay? It is, hey, don't be outside of a venue at 2 a.m. Don't be around some people you really don't know like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you're worth a lot of money. Perhaps maybe maybe you should get around some people that have something to lose, like yourself. You know, that like I said, that also stay out the way and that value the safety and the comfort of staying out the way. And that's my opinion, is that, man, you know them like that. I mean, you grew up with them like that. You never know, right? That's what I'm trying to say. You never know. And how could we have prevented it? We could have prevented it by staying out the way. Like, hey man, take it somewhere indoors, perhaps. Somewhere a little bit more private. You know what I'm saying? Dress it up a little bit, man. Come on, hey man, why don't you Why don't y'all find like a secret like poker room or something, and do it like that? You know what I'm saying? Something a little. You're able to see what's what. Um, should have the people that were supposed to be protecting them, were they supposed to you know, are they responsible for what happens? Yes, because they're the host. If something happens in your house, then it's the host. Somebody's got to come talk to the host, right? The police come and talk to the host as the host. And like I said, regardless if someone was like, well, I'm going to pay for this or security or whatever, at the end of the day, no matter what, if it's your uncle, whether it's your best friend inviting you somewhere, I mean, your safety, I mean, should be their priority. I mean, you're their guest, in their land. So, I mean, they do have some kind of responsibility for that, no matter what it is. And that's what I say. But then again, who knows? I don't know all the details. Perhaps it's just one of those things that slip through the cracks, like I said. Let me look at the comments. But golden rule, never chill outside a venue at 2 a.m. And if you're going to go on tour, then learn that and learn that fast. A lot of people, like I said, they're saying, a lot of people are saying a lot of things we don't know. But should they have been safe? Absolutely. I had a situation like that when I was younger, and it was someone close that I knew, and he invited me somewhere. I shouldn't have been there. Something happened, and me and him, we were no longer associated. And I tried to explain to him that, hey, if you're inviting people somewhere, then you should probably ensure their safety. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't understand it at the time, but I think it's a principle. Like, hey, if you have a guest, come on now, you should ensure their safety. No matter what it is, if it's your little cousin, if it's your little brother, if it's your dad, no matter what it is, if they're your guest, you should probably ensure their safety, right? But we don't know what happened. But we do know what did happen, that they were outside of a venue at 2 a.m. And that's not what you do. So if you're out there on the road, do not do this. If you feel like it's gonna help your career or help your life somehow, it's not. You're only taking chances. Stay out the way. People are going through things. You don't know what's going down. So it's better to avoid the buckshot of someone else's karma. And so that's what I say. But I'm going to wrap it up with this. So I want to get to the point. The point is, what happened, happened. And what is. And what I mean by that is that, there was a lot of unfinished business that Takeoff could have did. I mean, they were working an album. I mean, they were like rich. I mean, these were like the #1 rap group, like. And so for that to happen, it's like craziness. I'm trying to see if someone is calling in. Let me check if someone's calling in. Hogan, you are correct. When I was young, there was some situations. But hey, we made it out, including today. Here, let me put that on the screen. Including today, man, I had a little situation, almost didn't make it back. But that's how I know, right, Hogan? The key to Houston and anywhere, the universal key and passport to making it around the world is respect. That's the universal thing, respect. And staying out the way. Staying out the way, and that's what I say. And so again, man, I'll bring it back to this. A lot of people don't know how to find happiness and joy in things, But like sometimes it's the things that you don't expect that make this life worth living. You know, like you got to find something. You got to find something to make it worth it, and that could be just something so small, man. Like putting out a book, because you just never know, man. That book could be the book that changes the world. You just never know, right? I mean, you could be speaking to that kid that is gonna one day be in the situation that you're gonna be in, and you're out here living your story, and you overcome, and that could be the thing that changes everything. So I guess we got to find our purpose. We got to stay out the way. We got to do what we love, surround ourselves by things that move us towards. We got to surround ourselves by the things that excite us, to be able to pursue the thing, pursue our highest excitement. We got to be around people that push us towards our highest excitement. And that's the bottom line. We got to surround ourselves by people that push us towards our highest excitement. That's what we got to do. And we got to stay out of the way of people that are pushing us away from our highest excitement. And that's what we got to do. No matter what it is, find the thing that gives you your highest excitement. And like I said, finding joy in the small things. You know, like my pops used to tell me, man, when things go wrong, go have a steak. Don't forget to treat yourself well, because if you don't, then who will? You know, it's the little things. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things. And so that's my message. Surround yourself by people that push you towards your highest excitement, and stay away from people that distract you and take you away from your highest excitement, because you got to understand that if you're not growing, then you're dying. And if they're not helping you grow, then they're killing you. And if you want to die, that's on you. But if you want to live, then follow your highest excitement, because that's what makes life living. Your highest excitement. You know, happiness is not what you think it is. You're experiencing things that bring you happiness, but you're so used to it that you don't realize it. When a couple years ago, when I lost everything, I used to go to the dog park with my dog at the time, and I would just watch the leaves fall, and I would just look at that, and I would be like, hey, you know, that's better than what's going on right now. At least I can enjoy looking at something. You know what I'm saying? Feel the breeze, you know, enjoy that cold breeze with the leaves falling, and like I get to see my dog happy to be somewhere, and I brought him joy. And by seeing my dog joyful, it gave me joy, and it made me appreciate, you know, the little things, you know. And so it's on you. It's the little things. If you like to cook, if you like to hit the gym, if you like to ride your bike, if you like to paint, I mean, whatever, you got to have it. You got to stay sane. Got to find that joy, whatever it is. Stay out the way. And that's all I'm saying. Let me check the comments on here. What's going on Instagram? I'm talking that talk, right? Yeah, I got the Stream Deck. I just accidentally uninstalled it on the app. I have a remote, but oh well, whatever. I just wanted to talk, and so yeah, with that parking lot pimping, that's facts. We know that, right? Out here, it's, you know, you know what they said about downtown. It's pretty much, you know, all parking lot. And so, you know, you want to stay out the way out here. It is unfortunate though, man, that they're looking at downtown like that. It does make me sad. It does make me sad that, you know, I'll go on TikTok, they'll be like, let's go hit the club. Where's it at? Downtown. And then they like show themselves strapped up. That makes me sad, man, because it's really not like that here in downtown. It's not like that. And that's why it's so very, I'm sure the cops were like, what in the world? This is very unlikely. Over there where that happened, that's called Green Street, right? And that's where they got the Hall of Fame for Rudy T for the Houston Rockets. They got it all right there, like all the Hall of Fame legends and like all that right there on the first floor. And so that's why it's like very unfortunate of where it happened. It's like, what in the world? That's like that's like across from House of Blues. I mean, that's a nice area right there. I mean, you had like a sports network right there. You had offices right there. They're called Spaces. I was actually over there trying to see if I could, get an office over there. And so that's why when it happened, people in downtown were like, what in the, you would think, right? Because of people that don't know and they're not from here and they don't spend a lot of time in downtown, they think it's, oh man, it's some thugs over there and it's crime and blah, 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 blah. It's like all it is just homeless people and they're just minding their business, just trying to make it through. They don't sit there and attack you or anything. And so, you could bike around at 2, 3 a.m. out here and you'll be fine. You'll see the scooters, there's kids on scooters. And so when that happened, I just felt sad that it happened. And it made us, it gave us the impression that it wasn't safe down here when it is. And then the World Series happened and everybody was celebrating. Nobody got hurt. Nobody died. There was no tragedy that happened. Everything worked out. And so, yeah, it is sad that it happened. I mean, it makes it harder to sell the location, right? Because everything's about location. But it did not happen in the Skyline District of downtown Houston, and that we know for sure. It did not happen in the Skyline District. It did not. And so let that go on the record. And let me look at the comments one more time. Shout out to Hogan. I did have my Stream Deck. It's just I uninstalled it by accident. Leslie. What's going on, Leslie? Takeoff created his own situation like that. I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Gotta stay out the way, man. That's the thing about Houston, right? That's the thing about Houston. That's the thing about Houston, man. Houston is so, I'll say this and I'll get out the way. Houston is so different. And everybody that I talk to about Houston agrees. Houston is so hard to break into. Houston is one of those places, man, where it's like, like if you're not from here, then I feel like two things could happen. Something really good or something really bad, right? It just depends on who you're around because you gotta understand, Houston is really big and Houston is like 4 cities in one, the north side, south side, east side, west side. And in every part of the city, you got your own characters, you got your own attitude, their own style, their own rules, their own culture, right? You agree with me, right? The north and the south, we got different cultures, man. But I would encourage these new artists to get around people that all sides respect. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's about respect. Bottom line, if you give respect anywhere you're at, you'll get, most likely you'll get respect. You just got to stay out the way, man, because it's a lot of craziness. And so that would be my tip on that, how to make it in Houston. Get with people that are from here and that have a reputation, that have a good reputation, that doesn't have any enemies, that is somebody well-known, and they know him for a long time. Find someone that's been here all their life and that people have known for years and years. That's the key. Someone real respectful, someone with a clean name, someone out the way. You should get with people that can show you the best parts of the city instead of the worst parts of the city. And people that introduce you to the best people in Houston as opposed to the worst parts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. All right, that's about it. Life is short. Learn to appreciate it. Find joy in small things, and small wins add up to big wins. And that is how you find fulfillment. And that is how you'll be surrounded by people, because you'll be so full of happiness. You'll be so full that you can afford to share. And that's what makes a person of value. Finding little joy in things. That's like collecting little bits of gold. Before you know it, you're slinging nuggets like McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? All right. Man, I just want to say appreciate you, everybody tuned in. I don't know how many I got on Instagram. Shout out to all 3 of y'all on Instagram. I'm calling y'all out. But shout out to everybody on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, all that, DLive, all that. Just wanted to say, I'm so happy to be here in downtown Houston. I'm so happy to be able to be moving forward. I had a situation earlier in the day where I almost didn't make it back to the office. You know, I should be more careful, but it just put things in perspective again. And I just felt like someone else might have needed the message to stay out the way. Be careful out here, man. Do what you want to do. Life is short, man. You could be here today, gone tomorrow, man. And all that was a waste. So be sure to enjoy your experience, whether it's bad or whether it's good. Be sure to enjoy the experience. You only get one chance at this life. And that's my time. Compound Films in the Skyline District. Thank you, man. Cool. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, I'm signing out. Shout out Robert. Shout out Robert.